Another day, another blown account. Just kidding. I'm a definition of a break-even trader. Last account, I passed the combine, got funded, and this account, I blow it. Hopefully next one is a pass. This account, though, was a straight losing streak. My best day was $6. Worst day, 300, aka I lost every single trade. These are break-even trades. These aren't wins. So yeah, break-even day here, break-even day here. Today was gonna be break-even, but like as you guys can see, like this is like this much drawdown. So I just blew the account because I want to reset. Coming over to Top Step X, 2 break-even days. Had another one today, but I just blew the account because I had $150 of drawdown and I wanted to reset. But on combines, on evaluations, my losses are $300, so I stayed consistent there. And we just had 0 winning days. So I'm gonna reset and hopefully we get some wins on the next combine. Look at that risk reward ratio, baby. Crazy. 0.02. Who do you know that gets 0.02 R? I'll show you guys a live trade and stay tuned. Alright, here's the first trade of today. We were coming out of that 30-minute demand zone. It was a totally fresh zone. The hammer candle you can see over here had a crazy reaction, a bunch of volume on the order flow. And yeah, that was confirmation that there were buyers at this zone. I saw sellers coming into the zone and a very low amount of volume, indicating that buyers weren't allowing this price to trade. So I took it long there. If you guys want to see the confirmations for this trade, stay tuned to the end of this trade and I will show you guys the order flow and what I saw there. So yeah, I was in long, it just wasn't working yet, but I liked all the confirmations. Alright, speeding it up a little. This is double speed. This trade took a little bit to get going, but I was happy with how it was looking here. Putting in a higher low. This is exactly the thesis I had for this trade. It was like the trade I took yesterday, a higher low out of demand. Alright, we started to get a pretty good push up here. I was up a 1-to-1 at this point. Another 1-to-1 trade. This is what I get usually. Forgot to mention my stop was below that hammer candle earlier to really invalidate that buyers wouldn't be supporting this price. I moved my stop loss to break even here just because I really didn't like this trade at this point. Volume was kind of dead, and yeah, I was still fighting the trend. Alright, so the market was failing to push higher. At the top of that red candle, I think we hit like a 1.5 R, which usually isn't enough to go break even. So I shouldn't have really gone break even. This should have been a loss. And yeah, I only had $150 of drawdown on this account at this point, so it wasn't looking good. So bam, stopped out for the day. Once again, left with $150 of drawdown. And I thought I was done for the day. It was already 10:25. Usually after 10:30, if I haven't had a winning trade, if I've had a break-even trade, I should just step away. But yeah, I came back later and took another trade. Alright, here's that trade from a different perspective. Here you can see that 30-minute demand right here and this hammer candle with plenty of volume to support the thesis. So yeah, we had a little bounce here, took out this low. This local low, dipped into that demand zone, had a huge amount of volume and just ripped higher, confirming that buyers were present into the zone. So I waited for a retest. We traded up a little bit, came back down, tapped this zone again, and this is what I saw on the order flow to go long. Again, to the left side, there was a big sell order trapped, and then this was the hammer candle that was created right here. Very aggressive buy order came into the market, sending the trade up, causing this hammer candle. Yeah, so we traded up a little bit, came back into the zone. Zone was right here. Saw sellers getting a little bit heavier around here. And then right here, very low amount of volume was being allowed to be traded in the zone, indicating that buyers were supporting this price. So I went long there with my stop below this sell order and this hammer candle, which would invalidate the trade and say that buyers were no longer supporting this demand zone. So yeah, I went long with this yellow line, traded up, hit a 1.5 R, and yeah, it just didn't go high enough to take a trade off the table. And yeah, I thought this was a good trade. I would take this again. So fresh zone, strong reaction, and yeah, on to the next trade. Alright, I went short here on ES. I was kind of just shorting this, what looked like a lower high was going to be placed from this previous high up here. Yeah, so my thesis was that there was going to be a lower high. This was not a good trade. I don't even really like to enter trades after 11:30 since volume tends to dry up. But I only had $150 of drawdown. Man, I really wanted to restart an account after all this discipline I've been through this month. I want to start fresh and start a new account. So I think I was frustrated and just blew it up right here. Obviously we have negative drawdown, so just took short 15 and we got liquidated. And here is that message, that holy message. I removed that 30-minute demand zone that I had on my charts earlier, but here it was. Took a break even on that trade, and we came all the way down into this 45-minute zone, where we got a huge bid and trended all the way up. I didn't see an entry to go long, and I missed this move. Unfortunately, it was a slow grind up, so that also kind of confirms there was nothing really significant on the order flow. Because when I see something really significant, the move is usually quick. Coming over to the daily chart. I now have 2 indicators on the daily that are going to help me take better setups throughout the day. This is an EMA. I think it's a 20 EMA. Yeah, 20. And it just kind of shows the trend to just remind me to trade with the trend, because the trend is your friend, bro. So yeah, we're under the EMA right now, so I should be looking for shorts. But I also have this RSI to kind of tell me when things are overextended, and I can be looking for longs. I can be looking for the opposite trade that the EMA is telling me to look for. So we are under the EMA telling me to look for shorts, but the RSI is extremely overextended, which is telling me that I can look for longs reverting back to the mean, aka that EMA. Anyways, so that could be why this is a 30-minute chart. Could be why, because we're so overextended to the downside. We're looking like we are kind of putting in a bottom here. I'll show you on the 1-hour chart. Kind of like a head and shoulders. We have a low here, a low here, a low here. Could see it as a head and shoulders or a triple bottom. I could personally see us ripping up from here back to the mean, aka the EMA. But yeah, I'm actually really happy that I blew this account. It sounds ridiculous, but I've never traded so disciplined in my life. Pat on the back, super proud. Even though I lost, I could not catch a winning trade. Like, I had 3 really solid break evens, and every single trade other than that was a loser. Part of it was that I was fighting this trend. I didn't have the EMA yet, and I was longing almost all the way down here. I was looking for longs, even though we were trending down almost the whole time. So yeah, that wasn't too good, but yeah, it feels good that I can restart a combine with everything I've learned and this new discipline that I'm carrying with me. Shout out to any other traders on YouTube that I follow, if I'm in your comments, that uses a daily loss limit. That really changed the trading for me for this month, and made me much more disciplined. Every day I wake up and I activate that daily loss limit for $300. So I cannot go on tilt anymore. It's not going to happen. because that is not conducive of a profit for profitability like that. Going on tilt, no profitable trader goes on tilt. It's just makes no sense to do it. Anyways, yeah, thank you to anyone who uses a daily loss limit and has inspired me to do so, because I really think it's going to change my trading for the better. But yeah, I'm thankful that I blew this account. I can restart with all these new tools that I have in place. I feel super good about my trading. I wait every single day for a long time until I see a perfect setup. Like today, I waited all the way till 10 a.m. for a setup, even though I'm looking at the charts starting like 9:15. Yeah, so I waited a whole hour to see something on the order flow and a demand zone, multiple confirmations with volume for me to take this trade. Where before, if I didn't have a daily loss limit or a one trade a day limit, I could have been trading this whole move and getting chopped up, just because I know I'm allowed to enter another one after and I could make it back. But now, if I fail, if I lose on a trade, I gotta wait all the way until tomorrow to take another trade. And yeah, that makes me just look for much higher quality setups, and take trading much more seriously, because I know if I'm taking a trade, that's the only one I get for the day, and I gotta wait a whole another day. Another thing is journaling. If I'm taking 4 or 5 trades in the day, there's no shot I'm journaling each and every trade. If you guys saw how I journal, I put into Google Docs, I screenshot my entries on the order flow and the charts, and yeah, I write a whole description on it. And I would never want to do that with 5 trades. That would take me like an hour of journaling every single day. So, because I am forcing myself to journal each trade and to learn from each trade, that also forces me to take only 1 trade a day. And yeah, 1 trade a day is what works for me. I think having a trade limit would work for everyone. Maybe not 1, that's kind of excessive, but that's what it works for me. A lot of people do 2 or 3. And yeah, if you have a trade limit, it just forces you to take better setups. Like usually I'm trading very early in the day, but now I'm waiting significantly to take trades. Like this was another good trade. I posted a video on this yesterday. We almost hit my profit of 3R. We got like a 2.5R on this. I just didn't take profit, but yeah, this was at 10:50. I was already up staring at the charts for 2 hours almost before taking this entry. And yeah, I liked all the confluences and confirmations. So I waited a long time for that trade, and I was super patient, and yeah, just a better setup. So yeah, my worst setups tend to be earlier when I'm less patient. This was at 9:48. I was probably woke up like 30 minutes before this trade, and I just impatiently entered that trade. But yeah, all the good trades I'm usually much more patient on. Look at this one, 10:15, almost an hour and a half after staring at the charts. So yeah, just 1 trade a day. I'm becoming super patient, and yeah, I see a lot of good things coming for my trading. But trading is ridiculously hard, man. You can look at my P&L for this month, and it's just straight red, and it looks like I'm terrible at trading. But even though this feels like the best I've ever traded, relative to my discipline and my rules, yeah, I've been waiting for my setups every day. And yeah, stopping out of losers and just being super ridiculously disciplined. And that doesn't reflect on my P&L right now, because it's just straight red. So that's the funny thing about trading is, if you go back to my other videos, I passed a combine in like 2 weeks. I had like 12 green trades in a row, but I didn't have the disciplined habits that I'm starting to build now. And when I got to that funded account, man, I just blew it up. So yeah, it looked like I was a better trader back then, but I'm a better trader now just because of these disciplined habits. Anyways, yeah, this was a little bit of a ramble at the end of my video. If you stayed this far, leave a comment. Tell me what you're working on in your trading, because there's always something to work on. Thank you guys for supporting me. Anybody who watched this far, I appreciate you. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.